chain of assignments for that property, and this has nothing to do with religious stuff. Chain of assignment is broken. Foundation stone needs to go back to Jews.
Collections, especially post-judgment recovery, there are two things that can happen. You are either buying or you are helping people find issues in the judgments, especially default judgment that was issued against. You're looking at the chain of title, and if it's a debt portfolio, if it's a credit account, you're looking at the chain of assignment of what company assigned it to what company, where did it go? You're not looking at the stuff religiously, politically, you're just looking for facts based on that file to put together so you can improve recovery. Now, when I did this research, I did not look at anything politically, religiously at all. I just looked at the eyes of a collector for asset recovery. The way I got to this investigation here is very weird. The story, one thing led to another thing, and I got here. I was doing some research on something totally unrelated in the medical industry. A research on the 39% miracles tuberculosis at Lady of Lourdes, France, the church. Why this miracles work. And I got to Egypt, and then I got to Jerusalem. Very long story. And 9 months before that story. But here's the thing. I didn't look at this politically, religiously. And when I got to this point, I just looked at it with the eyes of a collector with the goal to bring that asset to its rightful owners. If you see words or you hear words like invader, it's based on true definition of the words, and it's not something that I gave meaning. I'm not going to be disrespectful to anybody, and I'm going to be factful. I'm going to say everything based on what it is. And that the research is over 400 pages. Just set the skeleton of the story in this video, but there are so many facts, there are so many details, there are so many places that can be looked at. There are so many internal stuff between rabbis that can show the whole side during those years. And if done, that's the first part of the huge thing that can get done. You can check.
Here's for Persian people, for people of Israel, and people who live in Israel under the Roman given name Palestine, and that means invaders, by the way. The origin of that name comes from Pleshtism, and that means invaders, okay? Called themselves indigenous to that land, even though there was no Arab people before 1400 years ago. And Persian people, they deserve to know what happened to our empire. All of a sudden, after Yazgerd Sevom, Yazgerd III, he was a kid. Iran, Khan, Hututu, Soviet Balag. Persians are always told Khosrow Parviz received the letter, Islam came to Iran. Persia was destined to become Muslim. It was a holy thing. The more I research about it, there is nothing holy about it. Nobody told us about the bloodbath behind the scene. Nobody told us about the bad deals behind the scene. We're gonna expose the worst fucking king Persian Empire had. The last Persian king Iran had, Kavad II, Qobad Dovam, the Shiraviye, Shira. Killed his dad. Khosrow Parviz was killed by him. Okay? And he killed 18 of his brothers just to stay in power for 6 months. He had his sisters to go fight for Persia. Kavad II wrote a contract with the Roman representative, Sophronius, the representative of Heraclius, that Jews are going to be safe. He didn't put any other safeguards in there. Oh my God, 20,000 Jews fought for him, for his dad, for Khosrow Parviz, to basically get independence, and they did. They were working on making their temple. And they say there is no temple. I'm going to prove that in this video, that there was temple. And I'm going to prove so many things in this video, it's not even funny, okay? But before I do any of that, don't believe me, man. Don't believe me. ChatGPT is there. Go search everything. But if you find out that you believed something wrong, your prayers are going to be bottled, probably. You should ask your religious leaders for help. Like, hey, man, are we on a stolen land? Or no? What is going on? Are we former Jews and we were beaten to become Muslims? Or what happened? Do we have Stockholm Syndrome? What is going on? Or ask your mom. Have your mom go ask the questions. When that guy Hadrian came, he didn't want to just kill Jews. He wanted to destroy Jews, like from history. He was getting revenge from the stones. He didn't leave a stone unharmed in the temple, okay? He renamed the city Alia Capitilono. For years, he wanted to change the name and everything that had to do with Jews. That was 135, and he named that area Syria Palestina, okay, because he had Philistine fetish, an area that had nothing to do with Arabs. It had to do with Greek people from the sea, okay? This guy Hadrian, he killed so many people that the main city was empty. It was a ghost town. Nobody was there. So he brought back a lot of the people that he took from the 980 towns and the fortresses and stuff, and filled the Alia Capitolono. The people, the Jewish people there, they started working on Jerusalem Talmud, the smaller version of Hebrew. It was called Mishnah. And basically they started working, man. They started living They started life again, okay, even though many of them exiled. How many thousand people sold as slaves? Now, as time goes by, Jewish people, they're getting stronger, the numbers are getting bigger. They start talking to the Persian king, Khosrow, 614. They sign a contract that Jewish people are going to be independent. Once there was a Persian-Jewish alliance, they started working, they started living, man, the trajectory of life would have been different for every single one of us, Jewish people and Persian people. We had an awesome thing going on, man. And before that, Cyrus the Great, he had a treaty that said, hey, this is the land of Jews, and Jews are there. He didn't say Palestine. Like, if you go way back even, there was other kings, Ahab, like the Babylonian king, was bragging about defeating different places, and he mentioned that. And there was coins, there was stones, there was, if you go under the temple, there was something called soreg. It was like a trespassing in Hebrew. Don't fucking get in, or you are in danger of death. It was like a fucking thing, like a trespassing thing. And it was not in Arabic. There was no Arabic before the 1400 years ago. Now let's get back to 614. Jewish people, 20,000 soldiers, man. They signed a contract with Persian army, with Khosrow, the dad that was killed by Kavak II, and the 18 brothers. Like, each of those brothers were trained to get each part of the armies. He killed every one of them. Imagine, there is a company, he went in it, killed the CEO, killed the board of directors also. Of course the fucking empire goes to shit. They signed the contract thinking they are getting Cyrus the Great again. They got Kavak II. Persians at that time, not Persians, the Persians didn't do it, to be honest. He was that fucked up king. He betrayed Persian people and Jewish people. Between 614 to 628, everything was good. 628 is the time that did Kavak guy killed his dad, was killing his brothers, had to get some money. And he gave away the Jewish land to who? To Romans again. Okay? And what happened? He said, do you agree that you're gonna keep the Jewish people safe? They said yes. Huh? And he gave it to the Romans. Then Sophronius goes to Heraclius, okay, 1 year later. He gave away even his border that was preventing from Arabs to come straight, hit Iran from fucking, oh my God, idiot. You can't lose like that. Just, oh my God, so much idiotic decisions. 629. This guy Sophronius sees Kavak II is gone, Khosrow is gone, and Heraclius is old. So he contacts Heraclius, he's the representative there. The day people, they don't want the Jews to be here, this is going on, he complains. He voids the contract that he had with the Persian Empire, with Khosrow at 614, that Jews are safe. Jews didn't know. All of a sudden he comes and he kills everybody. Oh my God. Sends everybody else out, exiles everybody else out. And 638, Romans are weak, okay? And by this time, this guy fucking Sophronius said, hey, I just give it to Umar ibn Khattab. In 638, by the way, 638, there is no war between Arabs and Jews. There is the keys being given from Romans to Arabs, okay? So that law that Arabs have, that, hey, if we go to fight with somebody, if we win something, it's ours. That didn't never happen. The unholiest thing, they call it holy, that never happened, okay? But here's the thing, they got the keys to what? To a stolen land, okay? So here's what happened. When Umar went over there, he had no clue, he was the Arab. He had no clue where is the temple. He had to ask, what was it? Ka'ab al-Ahbar. And that guy, he was a Jew that turned Muslim. That guy was not the only one. He was one of the most known ones of the Jews that became Muslim. And many people were hurt so bad that they became Muslim. They got a Stockholm syndrome. They still think they are Arabs, indigenous owners of that land, even though there is nothing Arab before 1400 years ago in the Jewish land. When Umar asked him, where is the temple? He didn't know where it is. If you are an indigenous owner of the land, don't you know where your temple is, where your holy place is? Ka'ab tell him, he goes and he sees the Romans turned the temple into a trash dump, garbage dump place. Umar ibn Khattab starts cleaning the mountain of the temple because it's a holy place with his bare hands. And Arabs that got there, and these days in 2026 they say, hey, we've been there for 1400 years and they just got here. The Israeli people, they just got here. No, that's not the case. Umar ibn Khattab had a meeting with 70 Jewish families that say, hey, like, this is our land, we want to be here. And Ka'b al-Ahbar, the Jewish that turned Muslim, he insists on them staying there. And Umar ibn Khattab, when he sees the trash, when he sees that Jewish people, what happened to them, he hears the stories, basically he accepts it. So 1400 years ago, Arabs got there, but Jewish people, 70 families got there also, and their information can be found in a poet book. It started with P, and there was another one, a prayer book. It started with Z. I'm gonna find out exactly what it is. I forgot. But it was Putim. So many of these Muslims, they say, hey, there is no temple. Hey, 1925 Waqf, the superior leader of the Muslim thing, he's like the boss of Muslims. Like, he said, hey, that temple is for Solomon. It is theirs, okay? And you guys are building your stuff on it. The foundation stone is right there, okay? They are building their stuff on a holy site of Jewish people. It's a title for that land, belongs to you. You have to go do a reposition. If you guys have questions, I'm gonna make more videos for you guys. But there was no war between Arabs and Jewish people, so that land was handed to Arabs from a thief, okay? If you go get a stolen car from somebody and you have that car for a while and the owner comes to it and asks for it back, you still have a stolen property. You have hot item in your hand. You have to give it back. Jewish people, even though they have the right to the land, even though they could have just go and get it back, like legally, they could show this stuff to courts, and ethically, hopefully Muslims, they are holy enough to give it back, because it is a stolen maqsubi, qasb. Your prayer, batil. No more prayer, good, okay? Prayer gone, hell, okay? So what's gonna happen? Basically, you have to go ask your mom, ask them, like, what is going on? Am I praying on, like, Zamin Qasbi? Is it Qasbi? Is it like, what is going on? In Quran, in the holy book, there are Surah 521, 523, or there is another one, I'm gonna put the name right here. And they say Jewish people came to this land after 1400 years we've been here. And they, all of a sudden at the end they got here. What do you mean? Effendi families, Effendi Arab families, Kuwait and Beirut, they were trying to scam Jewish people. They sold malaria-infested lands, swamps in Israel to them at 10x prices. People died doing labor, making the land gold. Now that they make the land work, all of a sudden, yeah, we were here. We've been here forever. We've been indigenous owners of the land. If you're indigenous, that means you are 3,000 years there. There are two possibilities, no third one, okay? And both of them goes to the same conclusion. The first one, you are saying you are indigenous owner of the land, okay? If that's the case, the indigenous owner of that land is not Arab, because the old ones from the indigenous owners chose Hebrew and does not show Arabic. So you have to show proof, okay? A narrative is not accepted. You have to show hard proof. Show me coin, show me this bullays, show me the tablets, show me iron, show me the stone, show me the stuff, okay? Not words. That's not accepted here. If you don't have proof and you say you're an indigenous owner, that means you accept that you are a former Jew betraying Jews right now, betraying your former family. So you're a traitor, okay? So you're either a traitor, okay, or maybe you have the Stockholm syndrome and you need to go see a doctor and get treated. The owners of that lands are Jews. That's the reality. You can go check for yourself. And If you are with the Arabs, that means 1400 years ago, you came from Arabia Peninsula to that area, then you are invader. And invaders need to be dealt like invaders get dealt with. Chain of assignments for that property, and this has nothing to do with religious stuff. It's a chain of assignment of a property, okay? And the chain of assignment is broken anytime you're collecting on a debt, anytime you're collecting on an account, okay? And this one is a historical one, okay? You have to make sure the chain of assignment is good. If it's not, the other party has to prove. If they can't prove, they have to go, or they have to settle, okay? But here's the thing, that foundation stone you guys have needs to go back to Jews. That is the holy place of the Jews. You're gonna give it back, or they're gonna get it back. I have all the answers. I have all the proof throughout the history. When I did my research, I have all the samples, everything that is needed. So you guys have it. It takes longer than like 15 minutes, 20 minutes in the video. But if you have questions, message me. And to my Persian brothers and sisters, just have a good news for you. A closure that end of Persian Empire. We didn't lose because they were strong. We lost because we had a bitch as king for us. کاوات the second. قباد دوم شیروی شیرا خودش کش پدرش. 18 تا برادرش هم کش. کون 18 تا برادرش میکشه.
Jews were in defense mode for thousands of years, okay? But here's the thing, they are in position to get on the offense now, and they just need the proof. Best defense is offense, and you might be worried about the backlash. This is going to give you the upper hand, so nobody can tell you anything. You are the rightful owner of that land. Be proud of your tradition. Be proud of you. You have the deed to the title. You are the rightful owner, and now you have the proof, so there is no backlash for you. So you can bring it home for the Jewish people. You can go get your land back, okay? All yours. You've been in defense mode. You built a lot of defense. The offense is good too, but it could be way better, man. Who cares what people say? Just be fair, but be legal. Be 100% legal to the fullest extent allowed by law. To attack strategically while defending strategically, like a monster porcupine, okay? What does that look like? For example, you use the proof and you put your best Orthodox Jewish attorneys that are trained on Talmudic law, they know the history like the back of their hand, so they can find all the proof, make the timeline, and also a campaign for the social media influencers, Jewish social media influencers, to use the laws of them against them, like the Nahi az Munkar, Amr bil Ma'ruf thing. Do the good thing, not do the bad thing. Praying on your land, haram. Tasbih. The influencers should send the people who watch their videos, go ask your mom, ask your religious leaders, is this really our land? Or are we Jews that was forced to become Muslims? Are we indigenous to this land? Ask the question, is this haram? Is this qasbi? Qasbi, maqsood. Like, like praying on somebody else's lands, and the proof is in the video. If you don't believe me, you can ask me a question, I can prove it to you, okay? Legal laws, ethical laws, moral laws, international laws, military laws, what else? Social media law, every kind of law can be applied, but in waves and in phases strategically, not at once. Look at it like a property deal, asset recovery. You need to recover the foundation now, huh? Let's build the game plan and go get it, man. What is going on? Let's go get it, it's yours.